Today we're going to be going through a question that every loan officer gets asked all the time, and that is, when is my first payment going to be due? If the borrower is refinancing their current loan, the version of the question may be, do I get to skip a payment, or better yet, can I skip 2 payments with my new loan? Hi, I'm Josh Lewis, certified mortgage consultant with Bywise Mortgage in Huntington Beach, California, and the Find My Way Home Expert Network. Let's take a look at how your mortgage payment is made. It's made in arrears. So when you make your payment on the first of the month, you're paying the portion of principal for that month, and then the 30 days prior accrued interest. So when you make your payment on February 1, it's all of the interest that accrued in January. Now let's look at a new loan and how this sort of changes the equation. And remember that lenders never want a partial payment. On a 30-year loan, they want 360 full payments. On a 15-year loan, they want 180 full payments. So when you close in the middle of the month, there's not a full month of interest to accrue, so they do not want the payment on the first of the next month. So in a purchase transaction, let's use the example of if you were to close on February 10th. On February 10th, we have 18 days remaining in the 28-day month. Then on March 1, you would typically make a payment, but the new lender does not want that partial payment of 18 days interest. So what they do is at closing, you will bring in that 18 days of interest. Then you do not make a payment on the 1st of March. Your first payment will be due April 1, and that's because we now have the opportunity for 30 days of interest to accrue in March, and you make the full payment April 1, your first of 360 or 240 or 180 payments on that loan. So again, for buyers, it's pretty easy to understand. Generally, you're going to close somewhere in the middle of the month. You don't have a payment due on the first of the month. It'll be due the first of the following month after a full 30 days of interest is accrued. Now, it's a little bit more interesting for someone refinancing because we have some options here. Let's look at the basic example of a refinance also closing on February 10th. You would have 18 days accrue before the end of the month. And again, the lender does not want a partial payment on the first of the month. So you'll bring in 18 days at closing that gets paid to the lender for the interest accrued. And then you do not make a payment on the first of the month. So March 1st in this example. March accrues a full month of interest and you're due for April 1. So you're in essence skipping that payment. And people who are refinancing their loan refer to it as skipping a payment because they had a payment, they skip one, and then they have a new payment. So the follow-up question that we often get is, can I skip 2 payments? And the answer is yes, but I always point out to everyone that this isn't a free ride. You're going to pay the interest one way or the other. In a refinance transaction, if we closed on the 10th of February and we had 18 days of prepaid interest to the new lender, it's also important to note that in your payoff demand from the old lender, they're going to say, here's the principal balance of what we're owed plus interest from the last payment. So assuming you made your February 1 payment in this example, you would have had 10 days of interest on top of your principal that's owed. And the reason why is you made the February payment that covered January interest. You are not going to make a March payment because that loan, your old loan, is going to be paid off. So they are going to collect 10 days of interest. You're going to have 18 days to the new lender. It's all accounted for. The only thing when you skip that payment during a refinance that you're saving is the principal portion of that payment. So either you'll bring the money in at closing or it'll get added into your loan amount. So back to the big question, can I skip 2 payments? In this example, the February payment is not actually late until February 15th. It's due on February 1, late after February 15th. So let's say the borrower did not make that payment on February 1. Instead of 10 days of interest from February 1 till February 10th, they would owe 40 days of interest. The 30 days that would have accrued in January plus the 10 days that accrued in February. So you would have your principal balance and 40 days of interest to the old lender, 18 days to the new lender. So you didn't make the February payment. You're not going to make the March payment, in essence, skipping 2 payments. But you remember in that explanation, we paid 58 days of prepaid interest through the loan. Either we brought that money into escrow or we added it into our loan amount. So it's important to know that yes, you can skip 2 payments, but you're either going to pay that interest out of pocket or it's going to be added into your loan, which can be a strategic decision that you choose to make but it's important that your lender go through that with you and let you know exactly how the mechanics work. As you can tell, like most things mortgage related, this is a complex topic, and it's really important that your mortgage professional be able to explain this to you. If you'd like to connect with a Find My Way Home expert in your area, use the links below and we'll get you connected to someone who can get you the answers that you need. If you like this video and you want to stay up to date on everything real estate and mortgage related, subscribe to the channel using the link over here. We'd love to see you on future videos. Thanks for showing up, and I hope this helped.